Somebody's just sent me something. Is he called Andy the Cabbie off YouTube? He does a bit of blogging and that. And he's talking about the BBC. And he read out a letter that someone's got where the BBC said, will you be in on the 25th of December? 25th of December. So I couldn't resist. I decided to respond to the BBC by tagging them on my Twitter page. So I've written back in case they ever decide to do this to me. Dear BBC, further to your letter asking if I will be in my dwelling on the 25th of December, you tell me to expect a visit on that very day. I think someone said that to baby Jesus' mum back in the day, but I'll have to Google to be sure. I already have many visitors that day, and there are only so many legs on a turkey, so please don't expect feeding if you turn up smack bang in the middle of my Christmas. A number of relatives that I managed to avoid for the rest of the year will be able to bear witness to your visit. They'll be the ones on the emergency chairs, except for fat Auntie Brenda, who's broken them in the past due to her medical condition of being a greedy bitch, who also suffers from excessive flatulence. Actually, you'd be doing me a solid if you could nip to the co-op and get me a pint of Arla milk. If there's one person deserves the anti-methane additive, it's fat Auntie Brenda. I don't watch live TV. I'm not interested in your narrative news, closet sex offender presenters, or the paedophiles of the past that were successfully passed off as children's entertainers. As for Strictly Come celebrity cooking shows on ice, I get my full quote of sanctimonious patronising comments from my regular trolls and virtue signallers and subsidy millionaires on Twitter. I've decided to treat you like Santa. No, I don't mean excited sleepless nights awaiting your arrival. I mean I'll leave you a mince pie and a carrot at the front door, because you're not getting in. Even under the heavy boot of the Starmer government, you can't burst in like Scully and Mulder off the X-Files, which I stream, by the way. I do hope your man in the van has a little more to look forward to than a Christmas Day gotcha moment with the unsuspecting families of Great Britain. And as a seasonal gesture of goodwill, do go off and have a very pleasant Christmas. Imagine actually thinking, will you be in on the 25th of December? Have you ever been out on 25th of December? It's a tumbleweed rolling down M6. Sorry. Look like Alice Cooper by the time you finish this. You've got to laugh. I mean, you have got to laugh at that. Will you be in on the 25th of December? Cheeky sods. I mean, what are we paying for, really? It's like you're forced to pay for something you don't really want. I mean, I sort of boycott as much BBC stuff as I can, and I just stream. I'm always on, you know, my phone or YouTube. I never watch anything live. There's nothing live going on. Most presenters are dead, starving themselves to be thin, caked up in makeup, Botox to bugger, and that's on it, men. So, no, I'll be giving the BBC a wide berth, actually. And even when they're making dramas, have you noticed in cop shows these days, all top detectives are females, and they're always in a relationship with another woman, but they've got a kid because they've obviously also been in one with another man. Love scene just leave me cold. I'm sick of seeing women kissing women. I've only ever really kissed my Auntie Pearl, and it was never on the lips. She was a big, fat, lovely woman. I loved her to death. But I just think they don't understand that they've lost the plot. They're not so bad on dramas and stuff, but you can get them box setted on other streaming channels. It's just not worth it. So the BBC, I've been looking just how many people have cancelled the licence, and it's into millions. They must be tanking support. So it's not like it's a secret anymore, is it? It's not like people don't realise that, you know, Ofcom, the BBC, the government, ITV, any mainstream news channel really, they're toast. They're declining. The papers, they're declining. I mean, the Mail have brought that thing out where they're asking you to subscribe. They give you a teaser, give you a headline, and then you go on to try and read it, and it says, you can read this if you subscribe. Why? I can just Google what you've said and another news outlet will have it in full. Not paying you. Gone are the days. They're not keeping up though, are they? They're not keeping up with traditions that people are actually moving to social media, which is where it's at. Anyway, other good news, that was just a bit of a tantalising tickle. Other good news, yet again, Reform have stormed ahead in a council election in Labour stronghold of St Helens. Now, anybody who knows, it's near Wigan, St Helens, like coal mining area from the past, staunch Labour supporters, not anymore, not since the big boot of Starmer's been crushing us since July. He's the best thing to happen to the freedom movement, that boy, isn't it? What a stuff shit. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I've seen more excitement in an old people's home switching Christmas lights on and they don't even know what's happening. What a man. But they'd only replace him with another stooge, and we're not ready really to take over the government, are we? We've got to get a few people in place, and that's happening all the time with the Reform Party. And Rupert Lowe is knocking it out the park every time he opens his mouth, because they can't argue with the fact he's a normal bloke who's come from farming, he's well off enough to be thought of as educated and sensible, so they can't get him on that. And he's asking all these questions. He's actually making DEFRA work. You know, that used to going home at 3 o'clock and not even turning up at all. Somebody's having to sit there at a computer and look things up for him, like facts and figures. He's doing the same with immigration, housing and everything else. He's just not taking this lying down. And in the midst of all that, he's giving his wage to his constituents through charitable causes. What's not to love? Just like Donald Trump, who never took a wage. The other ones, they're still sat up late at night like Ebenezer Scrooge with pencil, aren't they, filling in their expense form. Oh, I missed a stapler off, Jenny. Can you put that in the notes for Monday? I didn't claim for those staples. Yes, I claimed for my £2,000 electricity bill. Nana's paying for that. She sits there in her bed socks and her outdoor coat while she's got a gas fire on. This is just a light-hearted take on things, but you know, I don't take them too seriously, because it can't go on this bad. It can't continue. People won't put up with it. The votes are showing you what's happening. The votes in the council elections. Believe it or not, it's ABC. Anybody but Conservatives and anybody but Labour. That's all you need to know when you come to voting. Just not them. They're all the same. It's like putting on a mixed wash, isn't it? And somebody's put a pair of red knickers in with them. Everything comes out pink. That's what you've got with political parties. Will you be in on the 25th of December? Here's a letter from BBC licensing department. What a stooge.